My name is Lauren Troutt, and over the summer, I done an infodemiology study on interest in firearm acquisitions in the state of Illinois during the COVID-19 pandemic. COVID-19 is caused by SARS-CoV-2, and it originated in China. On March 13th, the president declared a national emergency. We got scared and we panicked, and our anxiety went up, causing the COVID-19 pandemic. Infodemiology is data calculated in near time based off the internet. During this research project, I used an infodemiology tool called Google Trends. Guns in Illinois can be a lengthy process, which is why new gun owners in Illinois would have to Google how to buy a gun. It would also be followed by the FOID card applications, because that is a part of the process of buying a gun in Illinois. Why is all of this important? Because gun violence plus the COVID-19 pandemic is two public health issues pounding each other at one time. The approaches that I took was: 1, I downloaded data from NICS FBI firearm checks database and input data into Excel. Step 2, I used Google Trends to collect data on searches for buy a gun and FOID card applications. Step 3, I downloaded data from Google Trends and imported the information into Excel. And step 4, I organized the data in Excel and then generated my graphs. This is over the past 20 years in background checks in Illinois. As you can see, these is where the 9/11 attacks happened, and this goes all the way to 2020. These are the total for the whole year. In 2020, this is only for the 6 months that we have so far. This is a closer look at the first 6 months of 2020 background checks in the state of Illinois. You can see the increase in March, which is where the President Donald Trump had declared the national emergency, followed by George Floyd protests, and these two combining together made the interest in guns go up in the state of Illinois. Google Trends data for buying a gun and FOID card application. In the blue, you can see that is buying a gun in Illinois. In the orange, you can see that's FOID card application in Illinois. The red arrow indicates 2 days after President Trump declared the national emergency, followed by our second peak, George Floyd protests, and these two combined had an interest going up. This is the regional breakdown of Google Trends data. In Quincy, Illinois, Terre Haute, and Evansville, Indiana, you can see that the blue is representing buying a gun. The red is representing the interest in FOID card applications. Chicago and St. Louis is about 50-50, and anything after that, FOID card application interest, just a little more than buying a gun. Overall, this study shows that it appears that trends in firearm ownerships are understudied, and infodemiology could be used as a tool in the early stages of such studies. Because of the impact on public health and safety that firearm ownership has, it's important not to study numbers of guns and gun crimes, but the driving factor behind purchasing a firearm in the first place. The COVID-19 pandemic has increased interest in firearms in the state of Illinois. Data also indicates that this increased interest in firearms may be driven by first-time gun owners. In the future, I would like to analyze larger data sets and use statistical analysis to determine the significance of these trends I've seen in my data so far. A special thank you to SIU Bridges Program and NIH. Any questions?